Welcome to the Deep Dive. We cut through the noise to get you informed fast. Okay, so today we're diving into something pretty relatable, I think, for a lot of people. You've studied English for ages, right? You know loads of words. Maybe you can even follow movies, with the subtitles on.
Sure, you understand a lot passively.
Exactly. But then someone just casually asks, hey, how's it going? And nothing. Your mind just goes blank.
That freeze. It's really common.
If that feels familiar, yeah, you might be doing this whole English learning thing the hard way.
It's true. You might know these really sophisticated words, maybe consequently or something similar.
Right.
But then you feel, nervous just trying to order lunch or make small talk.
It's like having this giant vocabulary, but you can't actually use it for just chatting. Like you haven't learned the everyday pathways.
Precisely. You've built the library, but you don't know how to find the most frequently used books.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. And digging into our sources for this, one thing really jumped out. This surprising idea that maybe you only need about, 1,000 basic English words to speak fluently? Comfortably, anyway.
It does sound surprising at first. But think about it. Native speakers in their day-to-day lives, they overwhelmingly rely on a core set of words. It's the foundation, the bedrock. We don't actually use those super complex words all that often in normal conversation.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive then. We want to give you a kind of shortcut to getting really good at those specific 1,000 words.
Yeah, we'll unpack what they are, why they work.
And crucially, some quick ways to actually learn them, right? To unlock that natural conversation.
Exactly. Let's get into it.
So where do people usually go wrong with this?
Well, the big mistake, the one most learners seem to make, is trying to learn every single new word they find. They focus on difficult, maybe academic words they'll honestly almost never use in a real chat.
Which just leads to feeling overwhelmed, I guess.
Totally. Overwhelmed, and you're not really getting anywhere with actual speaking. You end up with a dictionary in your head, but you can't speak freely.
Yeah, that rings true. The source we looked at had this great example, Sarah.
Oh, yes, Sarah's story.
She studied English for 8 years. 8.
That's a long time.
And she could read complex stuff, knew tons of words. But when she moved to the U.S., she just couldn't connect.
Her speech was described as, formal, robotic.
Yeah, exactly. Formal, robotic. Yeah, I think lots of us have felt that way. Like, you know the rules, but you can't quite play the game naturally.
It's a very common feeling. But then Sarah found this 1,000 core words method.
And the change was fast.
Remarkably fast. The source says just 3 months. By focusing only on these simple, everyday words, she started speaking naturally, she was making jokes, actually enjoying conversations.
Wow. Okay, so it really works because it targets the high-frequency stuff.
Precisely. The words with the highest utility.
And we're not talking complicated vocabulary here, are we?
Not at all. We're talking about words like, I, you, he, she, obviously. Then verbs like go, come, see, say, want, need, love, feel.
Basic stuff. Give, take, happy, sad, good, bad.
Hot, cold, big, small. And connectors like and, but so, because, when, how. You get the idea.
Yeah, the absolute fundamentals.
And the immediate benefit is huge. With just these, you can ask questions, share your thoughts.
Tell simple stories, express feelings.
Exactly. Connect with people. It's about function, not just the sheer number of words you know.
Okay, but if the words are so simple, what's the secret sauce? Is there a trick?
Well, the crucial thing, the point the source really hammers home, is learning them in the right order.
The right order. Okay, that's interesting. Why does the sequence matter so much?
It's about building a solid foundation first. You don't start building a house with the roof tiles, right?
Good point.
So there's a structure. It starts by breaking down the 1,000 words into 4 main groups, functional groups.
Okay, what are they?
First up, survival words, about 250 of them. These are the absolute must-haves for daily life.
Like you have go, eat, home, day, big, small, that kind of thing.
Exactly, your non-negotiables for just getting by.
Got it. Group 1, survival. What's next?
Group 2 is emotion words, another 250. Words to talk about feelings.
Important for connection, like happy, sad, tired, excited.
Proud, scared. Yeah. Being able to say how you feel makes conversations real, more fulfilling, as you said.
Makes sense. So survival emotions. What's third?
Daily action words. Again, about 250. These are the common verbs for things you do every day.
Okay, like routines. Wake up, brush teeth.
Yep. Work, cook, read, sleep, clean, drive. the verbs that power your daily narrative.
Right. And the last group,
The final 250 are connection words. These are the little words that make your speech flow smoothly.
the glue words, like and, but, because.
If, when, after, before.
Yeah.
Also words like maybe, never, always. They link your ideas together.
So master those 4 groups, and you can basically handle most everyday situations clearly.
Pretty much. But that's just the first layer of organization.
There's more.
Yeah, to make it really systematic for learning, the sources break it down even further into 10 detailed categories, each with about 100 words.
10 categories, 100 words each. Okay, that sounds manageable, like a roadmap.
Exactly. It gives you a very structured path.
So for example, that first group, survival words, gets broken down more in category 1.
Right. Category 1 digs deeper into those survival basics. Pronouns like I, you, my. Core verbs like be, have, do, go.
Common nouns, man, time, food.
Yep. And basic adjectives, good, bad, happy. Mastering these first gives you immediate confidence, lets you build simple sentences right away.
Okay, I see how that works.
Right.
What about, say, daily routines?
That would be category 2, daily activities. This covers everything from morning stuff like wake up, brush.
To work or school, things like write, learn.
Exactly. Then afternoon, evening like watch TV, cook dinner, night routines like sleep, set alarm, even weekend stuff like shop or travel.
Wow.
It makes talking about your actual life so much easier.
And what about just talking to people, making conversation flow?
That's where category 9, conversation and social phrases, comes in handy.
Okay, what's in there?
Greetings, obviously. Hello, how are you? Basic responses like, sounds good, or I agree.
Polite stuff too. Please, thank you.
Absolutely. Please, thank you, I'm sorry. And ways to end a conversation like, see ya, or take care.
These aren't just single words then. They're like ready-made social tools.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Building blocks for smooth interactions.
It really is a very practical approach.
Okay.
And the other categories cover, let me guess, food.
Places.
You got it.
Yeah.
There are categories for emotions in more detail, people and relationships, food and eating, places and directions, time and scheduling, work and study.
And finally, describing words and more connectors. Right. Category 10. Describing and connecting words covers more adjectives for people, things, feelings, and those essential linking words like and, but, because, however.
So the whole system covers pretty much every aspect of normal daily life within those 1,000 words.
That's the idea. It's comprehensive for everyday needs.
But, okay, knowing the words is one thing. Speaking naturally is another.
That's a crucial point. Native speakers don't just string individual words together. We use simple, natural patterns, phrases.
This is where it gets interesting. Short patterns that make you sound more real.
Exactly. Even with simple words, think about common phrases like, I'm really tired.
Or, that's so funny.
Yeah, or I really want to go. I'm kind of busy. It looks like fun.
Things like, I gotta go, or I want to try.
Those kinds of chunks, they're not just words. They're fluid expressions you hear all the time. Learning those patterns is key.
Okay, patterns make sense. But how do you actually remember all this? Especially those 1,000 words.
Well, the source talks about a really cool technique. It's called the memory palace.
The memory palace. Sounds grand.
It's actually an ancient memory trick used by, well, memory experts for centuries. It's very powerful.
How does it work?
You use a place you know really well, like your own house. Then you mentally place each new word in a specific spot in your house.
Okay.
And the trick is to associate the word with a really vivid, maybe funny or crazy image in that location.
Give me an example.
Sure. Maybe for the word open, you imagine your front door is actually alive and dancing wildly whenever it opens.
Huh. Okay, I can picture that.
Or in the kitchen, maybe there's a talking sandwich arguing about whether you should eat or cook it.
A talking sandwich, right? Memorable.
Or for sleep and dream, you imagine yourself actually flying around your bedroom while you're asleep.
So you're using strong visuals and locations you already know very well.
Exactly. It taps into our brain's spatial memory, which is incredibly strong. You create these strong, weird links.
And then you just walk through your mental house.
Yeah, the source suggests spending maybe 10 minutes a day just mentally walking through your word house, visiting your images. After about a month, those words should really stick. Forever, potentially.
Wow, that's a cool technique. Any others?
Another really effective one, apparently favored by translators and diplomats, is called shadowing.
Shadowing. Like following someone.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You listen to a native speaker, and you speak at the exact same time as them.
Wait, at the same time? No pausing.
No pausing, no thinking, just mimicking the sounds as you hear them, right alongside the speaker.
Huh, that sounds hard. But I can see how it would train your mouth and ears simultaneously.
It does. It forces you to get the rhythm, the intonation, the flow. The source even suggests a schedule.
Oh yeah, like what?
Start slow. Weeks 1 and 2, maybe 15 minutes a day with slow audio.
Okay.
Weeks 3 and 4, increase to 20 minutes a day with normal speed audio.
Right, getting faster.
Then weeks 5 to 8, push it to 30 minutes a day, maybe shadowing real, simple conversations.
And beyond that.
Weeks 9 to 12, try 30 minutes a day shadowing TV shows or movies.
So it progressively gets more challenging. It sounds like it trains everything. Ears, mouth, memory for patterns.
A holistic method, yeah. Very powerful for fluency.
Okay, memory techniques, shadowing. But what about that initial fear? Just starting a conversation. That's a big hurdle for lots of people.
Absolutely. And the source gives some really practical tips here, too. It suggests learning around 50 easy phrases just to get you started.
50 go-to phrases, like what?
Well, for meeting someone new, simple things like, "Hi, I'm your name. Nice to meet you."
Or just, how are you doing?
Exactly. Easy openers. Then for small talk, things like "nice weather today" always works.
Or complimenting something like, I like your shirt, or I like your bag.
Yep. Simple, low-pressure ways to begin.
And to keep it going, showing you're listening.
Phrases like, "That's interesting," or "Tell me more." They show engagement.
And if you want to offer your own opinion.
Again, keep it simple. "I think that's great," or "That sounds fun."
It's about having those phrases ready, isn't it? So you don't have to build the sentence from scratch every time.
Precisely. It lowers the barrier to entry for speaking.
So when you pull it all together,
Yeah.
this whole approach seems to be about simplifying, focusing.
Definitely. The core idea, the philosophy behind this deep dive is really start simple. Master that core, 1,000 words.
Speak more. Study less complex stuff you don't need yet.
And actually enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey to fluency.
Okay? So the big takeaway for you listening, if zeroing in on just 1,000 core words can unlock something as complex as speaking English fluently, what makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other big goals in your life could be simplified, maybe dramatically improved, just by finding and mastering their essential core parts?
That's a fascinating thought to ponder. Finding the core not just in language, but anywhere.
Something to think about.